In this video, I want to talk about a very important question that founders of tutoring businesses struggle to answer throughout their journey, whether they should build a custom software for their tutoring business or go for a ready-made tutoring software. Now, before I start with the video, I want to state my own biases first. I've run a successful tutoring business for more than a decade where we struggled with creating a lot of custom software for our tutoring business, which was successful and not successful at times. And I also run a SaaS, a tutoring software company, where we service other tutoring businesses. So I've seen both sides of it, and both of these approaches have their own advantages. Let's get right into it. The first factor, the platform being customizable or flexible. This is the primary reason why tutoring businesses develop their own software. Building your own software ensures that you can build a software that is tailor made for your use cases. Whatever unique business rules that you have, you can create a software just for that, geared towards your tutors and your clients. Whereas going for a ready made tutoring software, you need to adjust your workflows according to the tutoring software in many cases. You may be able to find a tutoring software which solves for 70 or 80% of your use case, but it would be challenging to find one which solves for 100% of your use cases. Number two, the time to go live. Building your own software is a big task. It will take a lot of time to scope it out, to find the engineers to develop it, and then eventually develop it to a state where it is error free. Whereas using a tutoring software that's being used by thousands of tutoring businesses is effectively a single day job. You can subscribe to the software and start using it right away. So if you want to optimize for speed, it's always a good idea to go with the tutoring software, work with the tutoring software to make it best fit for your tutoring business. Number three, cost. This is very important, and yet a lot of people miss out on these details. When we created a custom software for my tutoring business, we realized it was super cheap to create, and we were able to create it in a couple of $1,000s. I'm assuming with AI, it's probably even cheaper. It would be very easy and very quick to create your own software. But the problem is not about creating the software. The problem is about maintaining it, updating it, because your software would be dependent on third-party software. For example, if you build a custom software that integrates with Zoom, tomorrow, if there's a change in the Zoom's SDK or the way their APIs function, you need to make the change in your software as well. So you would need to hire developers at that time who understand your software and are able to make these changes. So when you factor in the cost for creating your own tutoring software, it's not just the one-time cost, it's also the regular cost of updating it, maintaining it, and also being able to find engineers for it. Whereas for a tutoring software, you don't need to worry about this. They have a full-fledged team of engineers, designers, whose job is to ensure that the platform is always up to date. So in the long term, as well as short term, using a tutoring software ends up being cheaper than building your own custom software. Number four, stability. Now, tutoring business is a very heavy operations business. You have students, you have parents, you have tutors, you have all kinds of users using your platform. And imagine having 20 sessions at 2 p.m. and at 1:45 p.m. your software just crashes or does not function properly. You can't afford to have that. Here, using a tutoring software becomes a bigger advantage because the tutoring software is being used by hundreds or thousands of tutoring businesses. They have dedicated engineering team to ensure that it works round the clock. So using a tutoring software or a dedicated tutoring software ensures that your platform is more stable, more error-free, and your clients have a great experience. A better user experience. Oftentimes, when we think of software development, we only think of engineers, we only think of coding or developing the software. But one of the biggest aspects of developing a software, what I have realized after starting Wise, is the design element of it. Like designers are very important aspect of creating any kind of software. So when you work with a tutoring software that is servicing hundreds or thousands of businesses, they have designers working around the clock to ensure that both the user experience as well as the user interface is very modern and is very intuitive. You might create a custom software which might work just the best for you, but it's very difficult to keep it easy to use. So that's another aspect you should factor in. If you are building your own custom software, you will not only need engineers, you will need a designer as well to ensure that the platform is constantly improved while you can keep on adding features, but you cannot compromise on ease of usage. Again, this makes running the platform or maintaining the platform even more expensive. Improvements and new features. When I was running my own tutoring business and I had my own custom software, that software was improved based on whatever new ideas I had or whatever requests came in from my students or their parents. But when I work at Wise and develop this tutoring software, I talk to thousands of tutoring businesses regularly and they come up with very interesting ideas every now and then. So when you're using a dedicated or a specialized tutoring software, that tutoring software is exposed to thousands of different tutoring businesses, a lot of them very similar to you. So their creativity, their ideas get implemented in the platform, and you also get access to new features. So, for example, every week on Wise or every month on Wise, we release new features, interesting features, which come in as requests from our clients. But because of those new features, other clients also get to use those features and are able to improve their tutoring services. So by using tutoring software, which is used by hundreds or thousands of tutoring businesses, you also get exposed to newer features and improvements a lot quicker than what you would do in your siloed custom software. So to conclude, factoring all the points that I've shared, and also, as I said in the beginning, my own biases, it seems that custom software and using a specialized tutoring software, both of them have their own advantages. My final take is if you think that your tutoring business or your workflows are very unique, that a generic tutoring software will not be able to solve for them, maybe build your own custom software, but be mentally ready to spend a lot of money and time, not just in the short term, in the long term as well, for maintenance and continuous updates of the software. Whereas if you think that is not what you want to do, you don't want to run a tech company, you want to run a tutoring company or a tutoring business, go for a tutoring software that solves for at least 70 to 80% of your use cases. For the remaining 20%, there can, of course, be additional automations or layers on top of the tutoring business. So let me know your take on the comments. What route did you go for and why? And do you have any regrets?